Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Web3 Explained, a new live video series powered by Altcoin Observer. Each episode in the series will feature Web3 leaders and experts who will share their insights and help us navigate this constantly evolving ecosystem. In today's episode, we're going to look back at Web3 in 2024 and fast forward to what 2025 has in store for us. But first, a little bit about Allcoin Observer. We are a leading Web3 media publication. We deliver the latest news, trends, and we cover exciting crypto events and conduct exclusive interviews with Web3 leaders. Allcoin Observer is the official media partner and community partner for over 25 plus international crypto events. And we're a familiar face at these events. Recently, we attended DevCon 2024 in Bangkok. And next, we'll be heading to Metamorphosis by Octaloop, happening in my hometown of Bangalore, India. If you'd like to partner with us, please reach out and let's grow the Web3 community together. Altcoin Observer has recently acquired Web3 Explained, which was founded by Nadja Bester. Today, we are launching our very first episode of Web3 Explained. Congratulations to our team at Altcoin Observer for all your hard work. And stay tuned for the next episode on December 10th. Do follow Altcoin Observer on LinkedIn to know more. Today, we have an incredible panel of Web3 leaders who are shaping the future of the space. Uh, what I have observed in Web3 is our community. Everyone from seasoned veterans, CEOs, young builders, everyone is approachable and eager to connect. As I introduce each speaker, we've included a QR code. Please feel free to scan and connect with our panelists on LinkedIn and Twitter. And who knows what we could build together. First up, we have Nadja Bester, an advisor, investor, and attention economy growth specialist. She is an international speaker on blockchain, DeFi, NFTs, SocialFi, and also the host of popular podcast The Future of NFTs that attracts over 6,000 listeners weekly. She's also the co-founder of AdLunam, a SocialFi Web3 investment ecosystem that consists of an IDEO launchpad, a zero to IDEO accelerator for promising Web3 startups, and a robust network of over 700 plus partners, friends, investors, and advisors. Next, we're joined by Krystelle Galano. She is the founder of Crypto Female. With over 10 years of experience, Krystelle is making waves in content and community management, digital PR, digital advertising, influencer marketing, and corporate communications. She has previously collaborated with renowned brands such as News BTC, Yahoo Finance, Forbes, and Reuters. In addition, she is also the Chief Marketing Officer for BricklayerDAO.com and co founder of NewsCall, a press release agency that is transforming the blockchain landscape. Our third panelist is the powerhouse Iana Pugachova. She's the co founder of ICP Hubs Thailand, and she is driving growth in the Web3 ecosystem. Iana is an expert in community building, event organization, marketing, and business development, and she helps early stage projects develop and build on the Internet Computer blockchain. And I personally witnessed that Chain Fusion Hacker House organized by Iana and her team. They created a developer haven in Bangkok with workshops, insightful panel discussions, and everything a dev needs to build better. And I'm Noella Ferrao. I'm a passionate marketing specialist with a background in internal communications, PR, and events. I work for Web2 giants like Microsoft, Target, and Amazon. And my journey has led me to this new land of Web3 and DeFi, and I'm super excited to be here. Okay, a few announcements. If you're a Web3 leader or if you know one, listen up. We're launching Web3 Voices. It's the first ever Web3 thought leadership community, and we want you to be a part of it. This is a perfect platform for leaders to connect with top minds in the space, get featured in interviews at major events where Allcoin is a media partner. And this is really going to help you build a strong network. So follow us on LinkedIn, follow Allcoin Observer on LinkedIn, and stay tuned for the sign up link coming up. Altcoin Observer recently interviewed Iana and Mario Campos at Chain Fusion Hacker House to check out the full interview on our YouTube channel. And two of our panelists today are nominees for the prestigious WireX Rising Women in Crypto Awards. There's a QR code there. Please do scan the QR code and vote for Nadja Bester as Best Crypto Influencer and vote for Krystelle Galano for Best Crypto Marketeer. The voting closes on December 10th. So scan the QR code now, set a reminder because every vote counts. All right, and now let's dive into today's topic with a question for all three of our panelists. So 2024 was huge for Web3. We had the Bitcoin halving, multiple countries debating regulations, meme coins are booming, and everyone is on edge waiting for Bitcoin to hit that 100K. What was the most important shift in Web3 during 2024, and what do you think it means for the future of our industry? Nadia, would you like to kickstart the discussion? Okay, Nadia, sorry, I can't hear you. Let me. Okay. While we technological difficulties, that's normal. We can't hear you. We can't hear you, Nadia. Okay, but Krystelle, could you answer that question regarding what's the most important shift in Web3 during 2024, and where do you see the future of our industry?
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So for me, the most important shift in Web3 during 2024 has been the increasing adoption of real-world asset tokenization, and it's seamless integration into decentralized finance like DeFi ecosystem. So this transformation for me is redefining how we perceive and interact with traditionally illiquid assets such as real estate, commodities, and intellectual property. So it reflects a growing confidence in the blockchain's ability to bridge the gap between traditional finance systems and the decentralized world. So, moreover, inclusive platforms and initiatives like those, for example, in crypto female supported, will play the vital role in ensuring diversity and accessibility in the space. So by fostering inclusivity, we're not just shaping the future of technology. So we are about to create opportunities for communities traditionally left behind in technology. It's really like really hype and really fast moving revolutions of technology. So as a KOL and CMO for the last 10 years of my experience, I think I see this as pivotal moment where strategic collaboration, regulatory alignment, and innovative marketing are key for me to drive the next phase of Web3 revolution.
Okay. Iana, according to you, what do you think was that defining moment for 2024?
Oh, well, so 2024 was a great year. We still have our hairs there, so that's good. But it was, for the whole industry, I think it was a little bit waves of hype. On the beginning of the year, we saw real world assets kind of took over, and then it was followed by multi-chain narrative, and it kind of ended up with AI. AI and blockchain became very popular, and it still is. So this was like a prominent probably for 2024 in Web3, but also it was a user-generated content on a blockchain. We experienced that more and more. And there were quite a few fonts, Web3 fonts were created. I think that also created quite a bit hype and, and kind of moved things forward, right? And what is the future it's going to be in next year? I think we're going to have more AI development and utilizing blockchain and building. Right now, we're already seeing AI agents. That's kind of starting. We already have AI models that using on the social media. Kind of AI agent is kind of hot topic right now. AI helpers on the blockchain. It could be also a next move and wave. I think 2025 is going to bring lots of projects because right now quite a few startups are entering the space and quite a few have very good innovative ideas.
That's fantastic, and it sounds really hopeful. And I really like how you kind of connected that to the bigger picture. Nadia, what are your thoughts? No. Okay. Okay, Nadia, if you would like to chat and let us know. Um, okay, okay, all right. Um, okay, let's move on to the next question, to the next slide. Okay, great. So, Krystelle, you are a marketing guru, and you've seen how marketing plays a key role in educating, building awareness, and generating hype. In your opinion, what was the most effective Web3 marketing trend in 2024, and how can it evolve to bring more people into the space?
Actually, leaving that note as a guru, maybe it's too big, but there's a lot of marketing persons that really involved in the space that really doesn't have a time to expose themselves or explain themselves how they manage to be part of this evolving marketing trend. So for me, the most effective Web3 marketing trends has been the rise of community driven campaigns. Even like small community events, it's actually bringing people up to what's new in the space, and powered by user generated content. For me, this approach harnessed the authenticity and trust built within the communities, encouraging them, the users, to share their personal experiences and success stories with Web3 platforms. Like it's a shift from traditional influencer-based strategies to a model that prioritizes peer-to-peer validation, which resonates strongly with the decentralized um, and another impactful trend for me has been used the gamification. For example, in here in the Philippines, the lesson I remember that I am starting, and no one's in, really into cryptocurrency. They don't even know the what's going on with the blockchain. They don't even know that. All they know is just it's a scam. But bringing up way back 2020, NFT and GameFi has evolved in the Philippines and other Asian countries. So, particularly through this kind of platforms like the metaverse, AI, a blend education and entertainment, these strategies have helped, demystify complex Web3 concepts while keeping the audience engaged. And like some of them, reward based learning models, interactive NFT campaigns have been pivotal on onboarding new users while driving retention. So keeping that, or keeping it short, transparency and education for me should remain the heart of every campaign. When people feel informed and empowered, they are more likely, to trust and engage with the Web3 platforms. And as a marketing professional, as I can say, I see this combination of community focus and innovative engagement can tailored outreach as the key to fostering adoption on a global scale. So, yeah.
That was a great explanation, Krystelle, and I'm hearing so much more about UGC and engagement, and it seems like, are we sort of brushing KOLs aside? Those are things that I'm asking myself, and I definitely took notes. Um, Iana, I'd like you to take the next question. What key advancements in blockchain development made 2024 a pivotal year for developers, and what can the ecosystem do to better support them in 2025?
Sure. So obviously, because I am in internet computer ecosystem, so I will be talking about towards this ecosystem. I kind of divided on three different significant achievements, but there are like a few. If you follow all the achievements from Definity Foundation and just separate from ICP Hub networks, so I divided on three. It was one of the biggest integration with AI and a real-world application on ICP. Also, it has a scalability and cost efficiency on internet computer, and interoperability or cross-chain with chain fusion technology. So what is actually, does it mean AI on the internet computer? AI on the internet computer, it allows developers to build decentralized application that runs entirely on chains. So we don't need centralized servers. It completely on chain. So it's kind of revolutionized the way for developers can build and gives the freedom for them. And it brings but unstoppable movement for all the developers. So, and of course, it's a real-time applications. You can build that. For scalability and cost efficiency, ICP is still, somebody actually posted recently, it's one of the scalable blockchains. It has unlimited scalability, and it continues to stay that way without zero downtime since mainnet, and it's been already 3 years. And interoperability or chain fusion technology, that's where we were at the chain fusion ICP hub during DevCon. What does it mean? It means no matter where you build in from on what chain, you can actually utilize chain key cryptography and bring also ICP tech to whatever chain you build into as well. So for example, you can build a front end on different chain and then backend on ICP, or we have already CKBTC. It's a Bitcoin twin on ICP network without bridges. And, the bridges is the most hackable in Web3. So we're eliminating here a bridge, a middleman, and we are interacting with Bitcoin on ICP network with a low cost for transactions and super fast speed. So you can do your DeFi, whatever you want to pay for your services and applications, and it is the same Bitcoin twin on ICP network. And you can take your Bitcoin CKBTC directly to, for example, to Binance and on Bitcoin network, and it's just received there within 30 minutes. So this is just shows it's not only for Bitcoin. We also have Ethereum, CK ETH. We also have CK USDC, CK USDT, CK Sol. So you see, you can use any chains, not only for DeFi, but you also can build different application. Some of the startups that are building on ICP, they utilize in backend for internet computer because they want to use bigger data, and the data on ICP is extremely low on chain, and you can store a huge data amount in one canister smart contract. And they're bridging, for example, with a ton, with utilizing maybe applications like mini Telegram mini games. So it's on TON front end, but on back end, it's completely on ICP. So this is one of the huge potentials what is ICP has developed within 2024. And it's, of course, it's growing, and how we can better support the developers and ecosystem. So we have hubs globally, 30 hubs that will help you, all developers, community, to answer all questions. But one of that we support with the grants. Definity Foundation has a major contributor to ICP network, has grants for developers, and that's how they support developers to build applications on the internet computer. I hope I answered your questions, guys.
Yes, you did, and it's really exciting to see that ICP is really creating this cohesive ecosystem for developers. And I met a lot of people at Chain Fusion who weren't developers, but they were curious, and you all created this inclusive environment for even non-devs to enter the space. So that's fantastic when it comes to including more people. And that really ties into my next question for Nadia. Nadia, let's do a check 1, 2, 3.
Well, let's hope this is a successful check. Can you hear me?
Fantastic.
Wonderful. I've had so many replies so many times that now I'm going to start from scratch. Hi, guys. Good to see you.
Welcome, Nadia. And through all the technological difficulties, you're here, and we're so happy to have you here.
Very, very
Okay.
happy to be here, especially with Iana and with Krystelle. We saw each other last at DevCon, all three of us. I think we were all at the TBV event, if I'm not mistaken. And all of us worked really, really hard. And I'm very happy that we have this opportunity to really come and reflect about what, kind of 2024 was all about for us. Because I think DevCon was a highlight. Please, Noella, let me allow you to ask me the question.
Yes. So it's great. We got a perspective from like a UGC perspective, a dev perspective, Telegram mini apps, and Nadia, how do you see community engagement and investment strategies shifting in 2024, and what trends do you think will really shape our Web3 communities?
I'm gonna tie this in with the previous question that I didn't get to answer, because I think the foundation is the same. The biggest shift that I saw this year is, as a main category, decentralization and democratization. I'm gonna get back to exactly what I mean by this. But as a subheading, democratization and decentralization of funding liquidity specifically. Now, this has looked different. When it came to AI, of course, I think I heard bits and pieces as I was tuning in and out from what Iana and Krystelle were sharing. There were so many different shifts over 2024, technologically speaking. I mean, I think we started the year thinking, oh my God, when is the bear market going to end? What is this narrative going to be that we're all going to chase after? Of course, AI has kept our attention for a while. But I think for me, the most important thing that came in specific to the Web3 space, because remember, AI, the funding in AI started before the AI funding in Web3 got started. So you had this filtering down of funding, into Web3 AI. What's been really interesting is decentralization of liquidity, democratization of liquidity through meme coins. Now, you can look at it from any number of different perspectives. You can look at it from the VC perspective. VCs are not, let's say the people investing in meme coins are not the biggest fans of VCs. So now that, the VC has been cut out. They are not always the biggest fans of KOLs and influencers in the space. I'm not sure that's been cut out, but that's taken on a different role. Launch pads and centralized exchanges. These are things that have been mainstays in the funding ecosystem in Web3 for quite some time. And now with meme coins this year, it's really changed. It's flipped the game on its head. Now, whether you are pro this, whether you are against this, whether you are neutral, I think it's pretty hard to be neutral at this point. But whatever your perspective, what I find incredibly interesting is why this is happening from a community point of view. Originally you look at crypto, you look at blockchain, you look at Web3, and that was the democratization, quote unquote, savior, right? Like it was going to come in, it was going to help everyone. We know that has not worked out whatsoever, whether it comes to TradFi or whether it comes to, the powers in that be within Web3. But these power structures always get recreated somehow. And I think the most fundamentally ground shifting thing that I saw this year was meme coins rising up and people going, well, you know what? I don't need all these different aspects of crypto that are not working. Now, that's my job, to focus on fixing the not working, on making the not working better. So I'm super excited about the community, kind of saying, hey guys, remember that crypto is supposed to be for all of us, right? So I'm very excited to see what 2025 is going to hold, because meme coins are not sustainable to the point where that's all the liquidity and the funding in Web3. Bitcoin, I mean, as we know, we were actually at the TBV event where I think when Bitcoin reached an all-time high during DevCon. So we're very close now to 100K. I mean, all indications say that. In the next few weeks, I have like a lot of dates here on my next to me on my desk. There's a lot of very, very cool global geopolitical, some not so cool, but a lot of shifts happening, right? But we see the Bitcoin price is stable throughout all of this. So I'm very curious, after this meme coin explosion this year, how is that going to look for altcoins in 2025? Have we learned our lesson? What the meme coiners have shown us? This is why they don't want to invest in us. There's not enough utility. There's not enough, there's a lot of promises. There's not a lot of delivery. So I'm excited to see how those questions will be answered. But those questions will be answered by us, because ultimately right now we don't have an audience. We are used to not having an audience in Web3 because no one knows, no one understands, no one believes, no one trusts. But, this group of people who do believe, they've turned their backs on us as an industry. They believe in the technology and they believe in the opportunities, but they no longer believe in us. And I think for me, this is like a super big challenge to go, hey, guys, let's go get them back. I mean, we don't have so many supporters, so let's support the people who've supported us, for the longest time. Yeah, happy to be here.
That's really interesting. So meme coin season might be upon us, and for sure there may not be utility, but maybe in 2025 communities are going to look at convertibility, and well, maybe we'll save that discussion for another episode. But thank you for giving us this sort of background, and now we'll shift gears a little bit. Um, so, Web3 is one of the most exciting spaces to be in. It's got potential, it's got promise, but it also has its ups and downs. We've seen challenges around adoption, keeping up with rapid innovation, and ensuring sustainability in the long run. But all these challenges often spark solutions. So, Iana, I'm curious, what challenges has ICP Thailand faced, and how is the business solving it in 2025?
Sure. As you know, Thailand is not as strong on the developer side. So I think this is one of the challenges that we faced for the last year and a half here. But we managed pretty good for us to teach the students, beginning students, how to build an ICP blockchain. And one of the examples that we partnered with 20 more universities just in Bangkok region and 5 universities in Chiang Mai. And we had multiple workshops there. So our workshops were divided on 2 categories. The first category was building virtual reality on ICP blockchain. So about 1,000 students actually learned how to build, and the workshop were 8 hours long. So we would teach starting from Unity and how to integrate with ICP blockchain. And we had amazing results out of that. Students who were participating, we had probably up to 100 smart contracts, which is canisters that had virtual reality. different experience that you can put your glasses on. It's open source, and you can go and you look for environment what they built. But what's cool about this, we picked the best students, we funneled down, and we picked the best students who became our interns. And these interns, actually, we taught them how to build gaming on the blockchain. So they had special courses, separate workshops, private workshops. They learned how to put gaming on the ICP. But we also focused on Motoko 1-on-1 language, which is native language for developers to build an ICP blockchain. And we had about 13 or 14 different workshops right before a DevCon to teach students how to build on a blockchain. There is a less learning curve if you're building on a Rust and a TypeScript, but we were focusing on native language. I think this was the biggest challenge of lack of knowledge for majority of for Thailand region. But I think there are lots of different protocols were now very exciting after seeing that ICP had quite a big community here locally, and we've done a lots of workshops and in university. Now they are thinking that this is a way to start communication and growing your community, starting from the students, because this is ultimately the students, this is the new generations who are going to build Web3. I'm not saying the other generations are not going to build, but they have the most drive, and they are most likely to build more cool stuff with the new ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. Those are some great insights about the challenges ICP Thailand is tackling. Thanks, Iana. Krystelle, from your perspective, how are you addressing challenges within your business, and what strategies do you think would work in 2025?
Hello? Yeah. So, for me, one major challenge Web3 continues to face is bridging the gap, between accessibility and usability for newcomers while ensuring sustainability in the long term. At Crypto Female in the Philippines, I'm trying to tackle this by creating inclusive educational programs tailored for underrepresented communities, particularly women, young entrepreneurs, to demystify blockchain technology and empower them to participate in the Web3 economy. And we are also wanted to collaborate with sustainability focused blockchain projects to highlight and support solutions that address real world environmental and economic challenges. So we prioritize user centric design and partner with projects that simplify onboarding, making Web3 tools more accessible. Our goal is to reduce barriers, foster adoption, and ensure that innovation in Web3 benefits everyone, creating a more inclusive and sustainable ecosystem.
That just sounds fantastic, making innovative solutions more accessible and empowering vulnerable communities. That sounds amazing, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what Crypto Female is going to come up with in 2025. Building on that, Nadia, how are you navigating challenges in Web3, and what's your recipe for success in 25?
Yeah, the first thing that came to mind when you asked this question was that song about staying alive. I think that pretty much says how 2020, what the biggest challenge of 2024 was. But I think for us as a company, 2024 was perhaps the most difficult year in the sense that it was our third year as a company, and the market wasn't back yet. And so we have a launch pad, no projects were launching. We have an accelerator program. We were helping projects in various ways that we were able to, but as a fundraising accelerator, there's a checkbox in terms of this is what you are able to do for them. And if that checkbox isn't there, it's been extremely difficult as a business to keep on staying true to who we are while continuing to pivot along with the market as the market dictates at any given moment. But I think in terms of, you look at, I just quickly want to focus on the bear market because I think we're not going to talk about the bear market again very soon, in the next panels up ahead in our lives, in our short lives, and in the short bull market. So the thing about the bear market is this is my second bear market, I think. I came in 2017. I think there's been only one. I mean, there's like two. And so the thing about the bear market is it makes you question yourself, why the hell am I here? Because there's nothing. There's no interest, there's no money, there's no opportunities, there's just difficulty, right? And so when you're in a bear market, you really come to the point where you're like, listen, is what I'm doing now worth all of this? It's great to be at the top, it's not good to be at the bottom. And I think for so many companies over the past 3 years, companies that we've worked with, companies that we've partnered with, companies that we've been friends with, companies that we viewed, from a distance and see how they evolved. The one thing that I picked up from all of these companies, ourselves included, is no matter the challenges, we understand the challenges, and there are massive challenges in every direction. I mean, you can literally pull something out, a topic out of a hat, and there will be a gigantic challenge that Web3 needs to solve, right? Whatever it is. But despite all these challenges, because we know they're part and parcel of being really early to something that has the potential to change the world, but also has the potential to make the world a worse place. And so I think for all of these companies over the last 3 years of the bear market, everyone came to the point of asking themselves, is what I'm doing worth it for more than just myself? Because if it was only for yourself, there were no real opportunities, right? So you had to have a bigger vision. You had to believe in something that doesn't exist yet, not just the industry, but in your business. I mean, the businesses were not moving forward. So I think, really when it comes to the biggest challenge that all of us have faced was that dark night of the soul, as a professional, as an individual, as a company, and then asking yourself the direction that I'm going to take from here when things improve, how is that going to look? So whatever the challenges were for all of us, I think as long as you've survived this time and you've come out of it like so ready to go, that's the best you could have done. Now is a completely new industry. Once again, after every bear market, we reinvent ourselves. The world looks different this time. South Korea just had a coup yesterday. I mean, it's not something you thought you'd say on, a panel that, hey, by the way, strange, unfamiliar UAPs, non-human intelligence is on the news. There's a lot of things happening in the world right now. Crypto seems to be responding very, very well to pretty much all of it. So I think the question for me as a professional is always, yes, I'm guaranteed to face extreme challenges, but how am I able to take these challenges and use that to empower not only myself, but literally everyone else? Because that's why we're in crypto, because everybody can be empowered. It's easy in the TradFi or in the Web2 world to empower the few. In crypto, by design, if you hear about what Krystelle has been sharing, what Iana has been sharing, it's all about empowerment. It's all about helping everyone get on the same page. So yeah, let's reminisce about the past and the challenges, but let's take them, use them as fuel, because I think this year ahead is just going to be beautiful if we play our cards right.
Yeah, I'm sure pivoting during a bear market must have been tough, but I'm sure it's made AdLunam agile and nimble and really focused on empowerment. Thank you to all three panelists for being so candid and unpacking these challenges, sharing solutions. And now let's shift track a little bit. Iana, this question is for you. So, Chain Fusion Hacker House was an incredible success. Watching developers innovate must have been inspiring, but I'm sure you also saw them face a few hurdles along the way. In general, what's holding developers back from adopting blockchain technology? And how can ICP make building in Web3 a little more appealing?
Sure. So, as I mentioned before, the challenges, I think it kind of goes together.
Yeah.
So, one of the reason is Motoko is a incredible good language for developers, but if the developers are knowing other languages like TypeScript or Rust or Java or C++, after they learned already so many languages, they don't want to learn something new. So this is one of the challenge, but it's okay because if they know now TypeScript or Rust, we have additional educational material, the courses, so they can take this course and they will be able to build an internet computer. What does it make? The second part is, so what would make appealing to build an internet computer? So we see other blockchains. I'm not going to name any other, but the gas fees, and we're in 2024. And if the blockchain is getting more and more transactions, then we see the transaction cost is getting more higher. On an internet computer, it's always stable transaction, no matter how it's designed. Even if the token price will go up or down, it doesn't matter what's happening with the token. It's going to be always the same amount of transactions, and it's super fast. This is one of the what appeals developer. Another one is we have reverse gas model. What does it mean? So the end user, like you are using, for example, let's say Medium on internet computer, we have something like that as well. As a user, you don't have to pay anything because, as you know, anything that you post on a blockchain, you have to pay a transaction. So if you post your article on a blockchain as a user on ICP, you don't have to pay anything. It's called reverse gas models. That's appealing to a user to use it. For developers, also it's appealing data because developers using lots of data and they want to store on chain, and on chain for some on some blockchains and layer ones, it can cost for 1 gigabyte $420,000 and or $240,000. On ICP, it's only $5 for 1 gigabyte. So you can see the difference between storing your data on chain. And this is, if we're talking completely about decentralization, that on ICP, it's completely decentralized because it's completely everything on chain. And we had that narrative maybe a year before in 2023 that everything is on chain, but I think it's still trending, and especially for me, because I always say, imagine you have a business like, for example, in Korea or China or Russia or Ukraine, and suddenly your servers are banned, you cannot sell, and you have international business, right? So if you run a website on completely on chain, because this is also possible on ICP, nobody can stop you. So your business is going, no matter what's happening in a geopolitical or in any region, whatever is happening in the world, it's unstoppable. So I always preach that building on chain is it shows a completely decentralization and opportunities for businesses to start using.
So, devs, users, I hope you're listening. Stable gas fees, no user fees, low data storage fees,
Well,
uninterrupted
there's a
business.
data storage fees, but it's very low. For 1 gigabyte,
Low, yeah.
$5. Yes, compared to other chains. Yes.
Yeah, very low data storage fees. So ICP is working on making building on Web3 more appealing, and a lot of solutions for 2025. Um, so let's veer more towards the user side, Krystelle. In your view, what's the biggest barrier to onboarding new users, and how can we make Web3 tools easier for beginners?
Yeah, so the biggest barrier to onboard new user into Web3 is complexity and a steep learning curve. So for many, unfamiliar interfaces and the need to manage private keys or navigate wallets, create a sense of overwhelm. Additionally, there's a fear of scams and lack of trust in the decentralized platforms, further adoption, especially for beginners really unfamiliar with the blockchain technology. So for me, maybe Web3 tools easier for beginners need to focus on streamlining user experience and prioritize education. So some of them are simplified interfaces, user-friendly designs that reduce technical friction, gamified education, engaging tutorials that make learning curve for Web3 fun and easy. So here in the Philippines, that I remember the time that Axie Infinity came. They're really kind of just get to know about inside of Web3. It's not just about having fun, but they don't even know that they're already learning about something in the Web3. And another thing for me is localized content, um, culturally relevant, multilingual resources for diverse communities, and trusted partnership, collaborating with recognizable brands to build trust with the community is also helpful. Hybrid solutions, offering custodial tools for beginners with a pathway to decentralization. So for me, as a Web3 advocate, and I really wanted to make it happen in the 2025 at Crypto Female here in the Philippines. I believe that key lies in removing that kind of fear factor through education, simplicity, and trust building. So there are many projects and builders here that already starting with that kind of education, simplify by doing a community meetups, giving them some education online courses, because by bridging that gap between accessibility and security, we can, I think, ensure Web3 becomes a space where anyone, regardless of technical expertise, feels empowered to participate in the space.
Yeah, I think yes, you're absolutely right. Simplicity, simplifying the user journey, and helping Web 2 companies transition to Web 3. I think that is really what will help us move more users towards Web 3. I'd like to take a step back and look at the big picture. Nadia, how can Web3 platforms now balance this community engagement with sustainable investment models for long-term growth?
Yeah, this is I think I'm going to mimic Krystelle. This is a very big question, and I'm not even sure I can answer this question in any amount of time. But I think if you look at the Web3 landscape, I remember, I think Krystelle also said it earlier, when you come into the industry for the first time, if you've been here for a while, we are all women here, so we can use women as an example. You feel like, oh, there's no other women around you. You're the only woman in the room. And I mean, that, for example, took a long time for me to change, because in 2017, there were no women, and really most women only started coming in like, I think, 2021. So you almost get used to how things are. You accept them for how they are. And not until it changes do you start realizing, oh, but there's actually other changes that's also possible. So I think when I initially came into Web3, there were like a few major groups of different people, archetypes, let's say, in Web3. And by now, there are so many. There are the corporate Web3 types that have no idea what the degen Web3 types are getting up to, and in anywhere on the spectrum in between. And so I think in terms of, what communities need in Web3, that's going to start changing a lot. Right now, we use an umbrella term, right? We say Web3 as an umbrella. It's not really even an umbrella anymore. Because different groups use it as an umbrella too for their group. Similarly, with community, what does community mean? What is it going to mean in 2024? I can tell you, as a user of the internet, as a user of websites and services and platforms, That's where I always start. So how is that going to change for me? Well, I have 24 hours in a day. I have a lot of things to do. I have too many things to do, more things than time. So any time that something is going to capture my attention, it really has to be worth it for me, right? Like, because there's a lot of things, there's people I want to talk to, I don't have the time or the energy. There are things I want to do, I don't have the time, the energy, or the money. There's so many different variations. But the one thing that stays the same for all of us is that all of us are facing these challenges. Social media has become out of control. We go on there, we get sucked in a time warp, and we don't feel like we're getting anything out of it. So fundamentally, I think what is happening is there's a shift from the user, like there always should be. The shift should never come from the top, because that's a minority, right? So I see the shift. I actually did a TEDx talk about it a couple of months or weeks or something ago, about this concept that we don't even understand that we own our attention. We think that attention, is something that someone takes from us, but actually it's ours, and we are able to control it, and we are even able to put it on chain and monetize it, which is, basically what AdLunam has done very quickly in terms of how we look at this problem. We say, hey, in the investment space in Web3, there's a lot of people driving hype, right? They are the ones who drive the hype. They are the ones who drive the FOMO. They are the ones that whenever a company does marketing for you, it's basically just this group of people that are going to go out there and spread the word for you. But they are not getting rewarded. They are getting rewarded with $20 AMA giveaway rewards. And they are, and the AMAs are all the same. Every single AMA you go on has exactly the same question as the previous one. So no one's learning anything really. No one's benefiting. And so no wonder they've all gone to meme coins, right? It comes full circle for us. So I think the larger picture is there's a lot of changes that are happening on the internet because of AI. These are going to trickle down to blockchain, because now you have deep fakes, can't prove what you see. People are literally, companies are stealing your data, your attention, your everything. You're not getting rewarded. That is now possible with blockchain. So I think in 2025, the community / investment community shift is really going to come from people saying, hey, wait a minute, I've been investing in these technologies, and yet they haven't improved my investment experience. So yeah, if you're curious, Google AdLunam. Thank you.
That was a great way to end your answer, Nadja. Thank you so much. And we can keep this discussion going, but we have our time limits, and we've reached the end of today's discussion. And it was really an incredible discussion. We've covered so much. We unpacked key shifts in Web3 through 2024. We've explored industry challenges, and our speakers today have shared such incredible solutions that already exist, and they're going to continue in 2025. And we the discussion today has just really inspired me to really research more about what's out there, and I hope our audience also is really inspired to join the Web3 community and thrive together. Do follow our speakers, do follow their companies on LinkedIn, on social media, on Twitter, on X, and let's really grow our Web3 community together. And do follow these trailblazers. Uh, Panelists, Iana, Krystelle, Nadja, I want to thank you all for really carving out your time, spending your energy, and sharing your invaluable expertise with us. It was an absolute privilege to learn from you, and I'm sure many more people are going to benefit from this discussion, especially as we, post the recording on all of our social media handles. A reminder to all our Web3 leaders who are tuning in, do join our thought leadership community. Another small announcement is that we have a special 50% discount code for anyone who wants to attend Metamorphosis in Bangalore. So do punch in altcoin 50 while purchasing your ticket. And we do have time for one audience question. Um, if we have any questions, please do type in your questions on whatever platform you're on, LinkedIn. Okay, we have a question from Berkay. As Web3 continues to mature in 2024, what do you believe will be the biggest challenge for mass adoption? Is it regulation, education, or something else entirely? And how can the industry overcome it? Okay, speakers, anyone would like to take that question?
I can take it for apart. So
Please.
the biggest challenge for mass adoption, as a human being, we don't like to have changes. 100%, even myself, I don't like that. But sometimes I force myself. So this is the biggest challenge. We tend to use the same social media. We don't want to shift, right? Education, yes, we need to educate more people and regular. Why their data? Why do they share their data with the big monopoly companies? So I think lots of people don't understand what through the social media, whatever they put in, they all that recording there, and they utilizing and selling this data to big companies to try to sell you more stuff that you probably don't need. So how can we overcome? I think more education, more reaching out even to different communities, bridging. I call that I like to have. Sometimes I have this panel and keynotes about bridging Web 2 to Web 3. So hopefully the businesses will start utilizing Web 3 technology. And I'm not talking about launching tokens. I'm talking about potentially membership as a NFTs, university using NFT certificate on chain, showing that the actual people completed the courses or they got a degree and they can prove with this NFT, soul-born NFTs. So more businesses, more institutions will use Web3 tech, the more we'll see mass adoption.
Great. Education for the win. Krystelle, Nadia, would you like to add anything to that?
I think only few things because it was already given, and for me, building the trust through transparency and secure systems and clear communication can really answer this question for me because I already have given, I think, the same answer for discussion about the education and trust.
Yeah.
Many people don't understand blockchain's value or find it too complex, while skepticism persists due to scams and volatility. So we need to align with regulations also to enhance credibility. By focusing on that areas, can already bridge the gap between potential users and the Web3 ecosystem.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that and for answering Berkay's question. Berkay, I hope that you got an answer to your question. And once again, thank you so much to all of our panelists for joining us and for sharing your thoughts and your insights. And here's to a wonderful 2025 in Web3, where we can incorporate all of these wonderful solutions and learnings. And hopefully, we see our Bitcoin and altcoins hitting all-time highs. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
thank you very
Right.
much.
Thank you
Thank
so
Both
much.
of
It was
you.
absolutely lovely
Happy
to spend this
holidays,
with
ladies.
you. Very much looking forward to what Iana and Krystelle and Noella and Nadja and every single person watching right now or in the future is going to do in 2025. The time is now, so let's do it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
LFG.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.